Welcome to Keep It 100 on High School Sports on this Sunday afternoon, folks. Hey, it's hot outside. We're going to get it hot up in here. We got a special guest. We got Mr. Christopher Crawford, the outstanding young man golfer. Hey, we're going to talk about golf. Folks, I'm excited because this is my first golf guest. I don't know nothing about golf, and he's going to educate me on Keep It 100. What's up, Big E?
Nothing much, man. Just another Sunday. Just got out of church. It was a great message and everything like that. And so, ready to get this thing rolling.
What's up, Mr. Crawford?
What's up?
How you doing?
Good, you?
Man, I'm always good, man. Anytime I can see you, and we're going to talk a little bit of golf. You're going to educate me. We're going to talk about your sports. We're going to talk about you. I'm going to have you tell me a good joke, too. But it got to be PG-13.
Okay.
I know we keep it 100, but it got to be PG-13.
Okay.
Talk up, man. Speak of that mic. You own the mic. The mic. This is your show. Well, folks, like I said, we got a little bit going on today. We got high school wrestling just wrapped up, man, and we got basketball. State about to start this Wednesday. One of my good friends, Jacob Mayfield, came up short with Calumet, man. I know he worked hard to get his guys there, but he could always do it again next year. But like I said, we got some things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about, like I said, a little bit of wrestling. We're going to have Coach Hodges on, the Carl Albert head coach for wrestling, man. I know he's done an amazing job with them guys, winning state. I know he's tickled. He's still smiling to this day, even though it was a week ago. I want to give a shout out to my son, Gabe Johnson, him and the UCO Broncos. They did their thing. They really did. I got to give it up to them a little bit because all 10 wrestlers are going. That's one of the first time in history that all 10 guys are going to nationals. They'll be representing UCO next week up in Iowa, Cedar, Iowa, hoping they can bring home back a national championship for the state of Oklahoma and then and do their thing. But like I said, Gabe, I'm proud of him. Got to give my man a bit of love. He took first place at the 157-pound as the number one seed in the regionals. He'll be seeded number 3. He takes care of business. He can be bringing back some hardware next week to Oklahoma. Like I said, I'm a proud dad. That's what it's all about, being a pops, man. You get to cheer on your kids, either boys, girls, or, you get to watch your kids, play a sport. So I'm really tickled about that. But like I said, I got this young man next to me, man. He's an outstanding golfer, man. One of the better ones in the state of Oklahoma. He's doing his thing over at Carl Albert Middle School. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
You just had your first kind of tournament Friday to make the team for the first tournament, right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we had to play at Conrad 9 holes, and whoever had the top 5 scores got qualified for the Rose Creek tournament.
Okay. So who's number 1?
Me.
That's what I want to hear. You take away the 2 zeros, and guess what? That's 1. And you add 2 more, it makes 100. That's what we do over here. Keep it 100. E, man, how you feel? I know E's a big golfer. I don't know nothing about golf. E, talk to Mr. Crawford a little bit, though. Before we get going, E, I am going to say something, though, because Chris is unique. His dad, known for a long time, mom, they lived in our neighborhood. They all, Zoe and the Crawfords, it's funny, they call the girls the twins, and Mr. Christopher get left out, and he's a triplet, right?
Yes, sir.
So how is that, having 2 big sisters?
Feels like you're like a little baby to them.
But, the thing about it, though, because, everybody know about the twins, right?
Yes.
But everybody knows about your golf game, though, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell the listeners that don't know about you, what sports do you play?
I play golf, basketball, baseball, and maybe football next year.
That's it. Your dad was outstanding linebacker at UCO, took the Bombers to a state championship, playing on both sides of the ball. I think the last time we won a gold ball when your daddy was playing for them Bombers, so that's how long it's been. About as long as Colorado won a state championship in wrestling, so that's just how it is, though. But, man, if you do decide to play football, you got it in the blood. Like, your dad was real good. He took care of business at UCO, did some big things there and some big things at Midwest City. But, like I said, you got 2 sisters that everybody knows them as the twins. But I just tell you, man, your parents is proud of all 3 of you guys, because all 3 of you guys are great athletes, man. No matter what sport you guys play, you guys always take care of business. But like I said, let's talk about this golf game, because you can educate me a little bit. You have done some big special things, and you played in some big time tournaments. Tell us some of the tournaments you have played in, though.
I've played in U.S. Kids Worlds. That's at Pinehurst.
Mm-hmm.
I've played at the National Car Rental Junior PGA Championship. That's in Scottsdale, Arizona. I've played in a State Arizona tournament in Phoenix. I played a tournament in Kansas. I played in Texas, Missouri, and yeah.
So out of,
go ahead.
no,
You go, just go.
so out of all those tournaments you played in, and it seems like you've been to a lot of different courses. What's probably one of the coolest courses you've gotten to play?
Greyhawk.
Greyhawk, where's that at?
It's in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't heard of that one. I know there's TPC Scottsdale out there where they have the Waste Management Open every year. That's probably one of the most exciting, probably the most exciting tournament of the whole golf, the PGA Tour.
Yeah.
But, so what made you get into golf?
I honestly don't know, but on my first birthday, I got a pair of plastic golf set. So.
And it was just from there. You just fell in love with it?
Yes.
See, for the longest time, I harped on golf players. I was like, man, that's not a real sport, whatever. And then, I graduated high school, and my buddies, they all start playing. So I was like, oh, I guess I'll go buy like a cheap set of top flight golf clubs. And I go out there, and then from there, I fell in love with it, and now I'm thousands of dollars deep into that sport. So, anyways, so how long have you been playing?
Since I was like 1, maybe.
Okay, since you got just picked up the club, started hitting the course. So, so who are some of the guys on the PGA Tour that maybe you look up to, you watch a little bit, you follow? Tiger?
Yeah.
That's the main one.
And Justin Thomas.
Justin Thomas? Yeah. He's a good one, too. Were you at the did you get to go to the PGA Championship last year when he won it?
Yes.
Oh, that's dope. I was watching it on TV. I remember that was like the craziest. I thought Mito had it in the bag.
I know.
He had like what, a 3-shot lead going into the last 2 holes?
Yeah.
So I thought it was pretty much over, and then he shanks it on that 18th hole and just opens it wide open.
Yeah.
But is it your goal to get your PGA Tour card in the future? Is that something you have in mind?
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about. Keep it 100, young man.
And then, I know you're still pretty young, but have you ever been approached by any college coaches yet, anything like that? They've been in your ear at all?
Well, I met Ryan Hibble, the
OU coach.
Okay.
And then my Auntie V, she is the OU women's golf coach.
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of a tie over there at OU. I've been following OU just recently. I just got into the sport a couple years ago. So, I was following, who was that? Chris Gotterup. I was following him last year, and then you got other guys that are that have came out of there. Abraham Answer, he's on the Live Tour now. I don't know what your thoughts are about that. Everybody has a different opinion on the Live Tour, but and then do you watch Good, that YouTube channel?
Yes.
So Luke Kwan, he went to OU. So, that's a lot of good golfers that came out of OU, and then even OSU, Ricky Fowler. Why can't I think of it? Oh, yeah, Taylor Gooch, another Carl Albert guy.
Carl Albert.
And then Victor Hovland, which he's in contention to win the Arnold Palmer Invitational this week.
He's on fire.
Yeah, he's been playing lights out. So, who's one guy? So you got the Masters coming up here pretty soon. Who's your pick to win the Masters?
Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler, you think he goes back to back?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Rory's going to get hot and finally win one.
Yeah.
Get that Grand Slam. So I think that would be cool. And then what's the best round you've ever shot? Lowest round?
Okay, so I was at Belmar.
Mm-hmm.
It's in Moore Norman.
Yeah.
And then I shot a 65 at it from the Blacks.
From the Blacks?
Yeah.
Wow.
Kid's amazing, man.
So you, if I go and play in a tournament, I can have you as my scramble partner, and you'd carry us to a win, right?
I think about picking him up for the Fire Lake tournament
on a good day.
next year.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I bet on your bad days. You're better than me on my good days. So I shot last time I played out at Conrad, I think I shot like a 115 or something like that. So not too good, but how do you like the new Conrad setup? Did you get to play it beforehand, before they did all the changes and everything?
I like it, but their pin placements are just like super hard.
Yeah, they are super hard. All the undulation in the green and everything, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm still a guy still trying to learn the sport.
Yeah.
And my putting's already terrible as it is, so you know, all that doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
I have to ask this question though. You know, you talked about playing in this big time tournament. The one you played in last year, it was on ESPN. How did you get picked to playing that? Did you have to go qualify, or you sent them some tape, or how was you selected for like Team Oklahoma?
My friend is the coach. My friend's mom is the coach, and I play in Tulsa League sometimes.
Okay.
And she watches me, so she picked me about a year and a half ago, and then we started in about maybe September.
Okay.
We started playing, and then we just qualified for Phoenix.
That's big time, just watching your tape, man, watching some of the film your dad has sent me over, and we'll put this up when we do the show. Just, watching you get pumped up and, do the fist pump and get excited, man. It's good to see a young man that has that kind of emotion on the golf course, because you see a lot of guys, and you play basketball, and like I said, you play baseball. You play for one of the best teams around in baseball. Oklahoma Outlaws has been around forever. I think your dad even played with them. But it just, just shows you just to see a young man on the golf course that can do a fist pump. And I know you said you like Tiger. When I watched that video when you do it, man, it gives you cold chills, because, it just chills just to see a young man get excited about a sport, because, everybody talks about basketball. Everybody talks about football. But the passion that you have in golf is amazing, because, you're setting other young men that's your age, like, hey, man, you can go do this if you practice. And talking about practice, how much practice do you put in?
I put in a lot of practice. We have a simulator at my house, and I hit there almost every day.
Man, and see, there you go. Folks, you heard it first. Keep it 100. You got to put the work in. You can't just ask the coach to put you on the court. You can't ask the coach to put you on the golf court. You got to put the work in. If you ain't putting the work in, guess what? You might get left behind. This young man is putting the work in, like he said, every day. It might be days he don't want to swing the clubs, but he's swinging the clubs every day to make himself better. And, that's outstanding. And that's why, as a sixth grader, he started for Carl Roberts Middle School, with 7th and 8th graders, man, and shot one of the best shots for the team to lead them in their first tournament, man. Christopher, you got to be excited about, what you're doing. Like I said, not just on the golf course, but the baseball field. And then, and guys, if you leave him open, he gonna hit a three in your face. He gonna splash it on you. He's deadly in that corner. True or false?
True.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And like I said, he's talking about playing football. You might not want that, because I'm telling you, if he's anything like his pops, he going to lay some people out. I'm telling you, he's going to bring it to you. But, Christopher, before we finish this up, though, man, I got to ask you, though, you have two big sisters. They play basketball. How's it at the house with you three, though? Who's mom and dad's favorite? That's what I'm talking about right there. Why are you the favorite? Why you think you the favorite?
Because I get bullied every day.
Hey, that's what I like. You keeping it 100. That's what it's all about, man. But I know you love those girls, man. Y'all three, you guys are tight. It's good to see, you and your sisters, man. You support them at their basketball games, and they're supporting you in your golf and the things that you do. But like I said, you just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I tell you, the sky's the limit. If you had to pick a college today, who would you pick?
I would pick OU.
OU. Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's pretty good now. I'm not an Oklahoma State fan, but Oklahoma State's pretty. You would pick OU?
Still OU, yeah.
Okay. What would be your major?
I honestly don't know.
Because you're a pretty smart young man. We didn't even talk about your grades, because you're pretty smart. I know you handle the stuff in the classroom. So, I know your dad has a good business. Would you like to go into business like him, or would you want to be like a doctor, a lawyer, a business owner? What would you like to do?
If I don't go to PGA, I would follow him, yeah.
Man, he's good at his job too, though. I'll tell you that, though. But, man, Chris, I've seen you around. I know you tell some good jokes, man. You make us laugh. You got to tell us one or two before we get out of here, man. Make the Keep It 100 audience laugh, man. Keep it clean, though.
Okay.
Speak louder than that mic. This is your show.
Okay. Okay, you gotta say I'm a man after every joke, everything I say.
Okay.
I walked into a bar.
I'm a man.
I met a girl.
I'm a man.
I slept with her.
I'm a man.
She whispered into my ear.
I'm a man. This kid, folks, I'm telling you, he can do a stand-up comedy. Give me one more before we get out of here. I'm a man. E, that was you. That was for you.
I gotta think. Why couldn't the toilet paper cross the road?
I don't know.
Because it got stuck in a crack.
Well, folks, man, this is Christopher Crawford, the outstanding young golfer over at Carl Albert. The guy's been on tour, man. I'm saying keep your eye on this guy. Class of 2029. He's doing big things with Carl Albert. He's going to take them to a state championship in golf. I know him and his buddy Ryder and some of his other guys, man. Ryder's a guy that you got to keep look out for. Ryder Malasky. I'm telling you, this kid's just young man. He's also a little basketball player, but he's a hell of a golfer too. So keep your eye on these two. These two is going to do big things in the class of 2029. You will see them winning the state championship, individual or team, because I tell you, these guys put the work in. You guys went golf yesterday, didn't y'all?
Yes, sir.
What y'all played yesterday?
Conrad.
Conrad. Did you have fun?
Yes, sir.
Who's better between you and your dad? Keep it 100.
Isn't it obvious?
I love it. So, if you have a bad shot, does he give you a look? Does he say anything to you?
He was like, "You suck that one."
But you know why he does that?
To make it better.
That's it, man. And that's what it's all about. See, you understand that. A lot of kids don't understand that getting pushed by their parent. They think, oh, my God, if you can learn to take criticism, it's going to make you a 10 times better man in this world. Because a lot of people don't like to be criticized because they're so scared to get criticized. But, Chris, you got anything else for Mr. Crawford?
No, I'm good. I just want to wish you luck on the rest of the season and everything. And then in the future, hope to see you on the PGA Tour someday.
All right, guys, I really appreciate you coming on. Folks, we'll be right back after what?
After one of our sponsors.
Keeping it 100 Oklahoma High School Sports. We'll be right back.
With 25 years experience in the industry, Line-X Customs OKC is your one-stop shop for all your vehicle accessory needs. Specializing in spray-in liners, lifts, levels, wheels, tires, bed covers, and anything else you need to make your ride look and sound better. Call Eric and the boys at 405-778-8878.
Welcome back to Keep It 100 Oklahoma High School Sports on this Sunday. And I do mean Sunday afternoon. We already had one special guest already this afternoon. We had Mr. Christopher Crawford, the outstanding golfer over at CA Middle School. Folks, I'm telling you, look out for this young man. You will see him on the tour as an adult. He's going to go out and play pro golf. The kid is outstanding. You heard him. He practiced every day. Practice makes perfect. Sitting at the house, don't. Get on, get them clubs in your hands. I can't golf. I'll be the first to tell you. My game is horrible. Big E, he got a little bit of game. Me,
I promise you, I don't got any game.
I'm keeping it 100. I ain't got no game. But folks, we
lucky.
ain't gonna hold the man up tight. We ain't gonna hold him tight. I know he's still smiling. You can see the smile through the phone. He just won his first Carl Albert state champion. They haven't won since 1992. 31 years ago. Coach Hodges, how you doing, Coach?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
Man, we can't complain.
Doing good.
We can't complain. But, Coach, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know you're busy, man, after winning state championship. I know you spend a little bit of family time, been on the road doing some big things, man. But I know you got a lot of good things going on. You know, what you built this program over at Carl Albert. It's amazing what you and Coach Miller and all your other coaches has done. So I'm going to jump right into it. You know, how do you feel being a state championship wrestling coach?
Well, it's probably the best feeling in the world, except for probably getting married and having kids.
Yes, sir.
You know,
yes, sir.
It's it's really it's hard to describe because you feel so great for the kids and the families and everything that they put into these young men, and then to get to share that and get to be a small part of their life as a coach, and then reach probably the hardest goal in any sport is to win a team title.
Yes,
so a lot of things got to go right. You got to have the right mix of guys and the right attitudes, and you got to stay healthy. A lot of things got to fall into place. And Tony, you've been around wrestling a long time. It's just really, really hard. And when it does come together, the feeling is just tremendous. I mean, you get chills. You can't stop smiling. You can't stop crying at times. So really, it's tremendous. I mean, every coach needs to experience it, and I know a lot of coaches don't get to, but I'm just super thankful that I got to be in the right place at the right time.
Yes, sir. I know, you came over to Carl Albert, started over at the middle school, man, and, you started chopping wood there, trying to build a dynasty, trying to get that going, right, trying to get in the right direction. Carl Albert is has been known for his wrestling program with the Breedens and some of the other guys that came through there, Mike Silsby and some of those guys back in the early '90s, Dusty Boatwright. So they've had some big time names come through there, and then it kind of fell off like any other program, man. You only can stay on top for so long, and you fall down, you got to build it back up. But you start chopping wood at a young age. I know you got a chance to coach my son in 6th grade before he ended up leaving. But I just want to tell you, I know you put a lot of work in, and for the listeners that don't know, man, they don't know what type of work you have put in. But I mean, Coach, you was going out there on Saturdays and Sundays evenings trying to get these guys better, in middle school. Then you took the high school job and just kept on chopping away, and boom, finally, you win the state championship. Last year, you guys were close, getting into regionals, and then this year, you didn't make it to regionals. The dual state, dual state. But then you come back and you win a state championship, and I tell you right now, most people love to win both, dual and a high school state. But you end up doing the big thing, winning the state championship. So for the listeners that don't know, tell them, what did you do to put into this program to get it going?
Well, I said you kind of touched on. I got hired around 2013. I'd spent a year at the middle school. I'd been there, and then I kind of was out of coaching for a couple of years, and then came back. And basically, like you said, we started from scratch. We had 4 guys on the roster, and actually 2 of those guys moved from the time the season was over. So we really had 2 guys coming back into the room, and then we had some 8th graders coming up who would be freshmen. So a handful of kids, and then that Monday when I was announced at the board meeting, the following weekend, I just started calling kids who had wrestled for me, who were still in high school, and just started trying to, put some kids in the room. And I think we ended up with maybe about 14 to 16 kids that year, but pretty much mostly just young kids. And that's where it started. And we were, we always had, a few quality kids in the room because Carl Albert always had some wrestlers still around. It was just we were very far away from anything team wise, so it was pretty much all individual stuff. But as time went on, we'd get a few more kids in the room, and we had our feeder programs helping us out, and I started going up to Little League, 2 nights a week, and it's actually a couple of the kids who are on this team were some of the first guys that I saw in the room at the Little League. So that's kind of comes full circle there a little bit, but we just started just plugging away at it, and we kind of had an idea of what we wanted to do with how we wanted to approach the kids and how we wanted to build the program. I'm a small town guy, and I think you should do things right, and you got to have some principle involved and some integrity and stuff like that. So we preach that a lot, and we want to instill that upon kids. But like you said, it starts with chopping wood, to use your phrase. It starts with just putting your head down and going to work and learning how to wrestle and learning how to be disciplined. And that's really the things that we emphasize the most. And so it's kind of played out that, you're going to have groups of kids come through that are, better than others. And we were fortunate that this group that's now seniors came through the middle school. They're all homegrown kids. There's nobody from the outside. And they just, they got better as middle school kids, and then when we got them at the high school, we just kept kind of chiseling away at them, and they just got better and better. And they've always been fairly steady, but they just put it together for the most important weekend. We knew they had the potential.
Yes, sir.
It was just doing it. And they just they started feeling it. And I'll be honest with you, Tony, I didn't talk a lot about the state championship. We always just emphasized the individual. And because the individual goes out and wins it for the team. And so I said, you go do what you do, and everything else will take care of itself. And, they're great kids. They listen. And, they obviously bought into what we were wanting to do and went out and made it happen. So, and here we are talking a week later.
Yes, sir. But you talk about it, last year you guys, like you said, you come back this year a lot of senior strong, led by one of your outstanding wrestlers. I think is it Brett Gober? What is it?
Yes.
This young man is, I know he came
phenomenal.
up. Yeah, I know he came up short this year, but he won it last year. And that's how sometimes the cookie crumbles, man. You know, you got to go out, man. And sometimes I know you guys have 4 in the finals, and and end up crowning one champion. I know some of those guys might be sad, but at the end of the day, you can't never take away a state championship that they're gonna have forever. I mean, you got to think the last one was 31 years ago, man. That's some of these kids wouldn't even thought about. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I was fresh out of
31 years in the making.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I was fresh out of high school, man. Was probably about 175 pounds, looking good and slim back then, back in my young days.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, we're all a little different now.
Yeah, yes, sir. But I say, Coach Hodges, man, I know you and Kevin and all your coaching staff put a lot of work in, and you've been doing this. It's not like it happened overnight. You put work in, man, and I just tell you, man, the tradition that you have at Carl Albert, with football and basketball, and now you got wrestling has a trophy in that case. I know Mrs. Goggins is tickled. I know she takes Carl Albert sports and academics serious, so you couldn't ask to work for a better principal. Mike Dunn over there, man. I mean, it just keeps chopping away, man. And it's exciting to see that, because I know, like I said, my daughter was part of Carl Albert, my oldest daughter. Then now my son was there for middle school, and then like I said, but what you have done with this program is just it's outstanding, and like having Mr. Miller. I know he's coached both of my brothers. I know he's deep down in Carl Albert wrestling. He loves it himself. If you can explain to us a little about some of your coaches that you do have on the staff with you.
Well, currently, we got, like I said, we got Coach Miller, who was a state champion. He's we're about the same age, and his son Kason was at the middle school, and he approached me about him coming up and helping out, and it's worked out really good. Basically on the same page as to how we want to approach things. And then Mike Evans, who actually wrestled for me back in the junior high, and then he went on later to play football at West Point, is back with us. He's been with us the last 4 or 5 years, and so we got some homegrown guys around us, and we even had that prior to. We had Zach Ayler was with me from the start, and then he was a state champion at Carl Albert, went to Central Michigan, and finished up at UCO, and he was instrumental in getting a lot of this started with me. Kyle Terry helped me out for 1 year. I mean, I basically didn't have a coach in the building, and so I was pretty much by myself.
Yes, sir.
And so there were some things we had to overcome, and then Coach Evans and Coach Ayler were hired on as full time, and so that helped, and then so kind of started from there. But we pretty much have had homegrown guys in our room, and I think that's the best approach to have, because they know the tradition and they know what the expectation is, and their names are on the wall as all staters and state champions. And so when you have that situation and guys look up on the wall and see their coaches up on the wall, they know what what investment they have in these kids in the program.
Yes, sir. So tell me about some of the seniors that you have is going to be graduating, but they put a lot of work in and help build this program. Is taking it to the next level.
Well, Grant Gober, really kind of starts with him. Grant was as a freshman, really started to kind of peak right at the end of the season, and ended up being a regional champion. And through his career, he's a 3-time regional champion, and was a runner-up last year. And just a hard-working kid that just is an absolute outstanding wrestler. Just stingy, doesn't give up points, and just has a competitive edge that there's been some good guys come through our program. He's definitely in the top 5. That just tough kid that when you put him out there, he's going to go do his job.
Yes,
and just really proud of him, because he's a great leader, and for the last 2.5 years, he's basically kind of led these guys during warm-ups, practice. So, he just took it on and did a really good job. And I'll tell you this little side story. The other day, we were, prior to the regionals, I believe, you had a couple of young guys over there in the corner having a visit with him because they weren't working real hard that day. And, he was just talking to them about what the expectation is. And so those are the types of kids that are just invaluable to getting you to where you need to be.
Yes, sir.
So, he's done a phenomenal job. And then we have Nathan Sutterfield, he's a 4-time qualifier, who was a state runner-up last year. And he was fourth this year, and just he did an outstanding job as well. I mean, he's won a lot of matches, won a lot of tournaments. Alex Sutterfield, is kind of one of those kids that when he started to build his confidence as a sophomore, we knew that he was going to be something special. And this kid has won like 30 matches ever since he was a sophomore, and then caps it off with a title. So he had been close a couple times to getting there, and just was just needed the mental aspect. And when he got it, I mean, there was no doubt that he was going to be there. Raylan Sherman, I can't say enough about Raylan, one of the hardest working kids I've been around, and just his approach to wanting to get better, just like a sponge. And he was a qualifier last year, won 30 matches and another 30 matches this year, and basically his match in the Conso finals against a kid he was 0-9 against, Lawton McCarthy. Last 2 years we just it was ugly at the beginning. We got pinned a lot, and then he just kept plugging away and getting better. And then we get him in the consolation finals, and we take him down with less than 10 seconds, and to seal the deal and to really kind of seal the team race.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Couldn't be happier for a young man for it to kind of culminate like that, because he didn't miss practice. He was there every Sunday when we had open room, wanting to get better, and just couldn't be happier for him, because he is a great teammate. So Isaiah Matanani, another talented kid, and you know how it is, Tony. I mean, a lot of these kids, they're building their confidence and their mentality is one of the toughest challenges as a coach. And so getting Isaiah to believe that he was the best 65-pounder in the state,
yes,
he's a great wrestler, and he had been close a couple times, and then this year, punches his ticket to the finals, and then loses a heartbreaker. Takes the guy down with 5 seconds left, and the kid gets away from him with 1 second.
Oh man!
And so we had a lot of heartbreak in the finals. You kind of mentioned having those 4, but Miller lost a close one, 6-4, got in on the leg, couldn't finish, and then Grant loses in sudden victory overtime. Isaiah loses with 1 second, and so our feelings of, we were on such a high, coming out of that last session and then going to it. And so Alex, then wins the title, which helped us, because that would have been tough. Even though we had won the state title, we were really hurting for those individuals.
Yes, sir.
But, it was just one of those things where, it's part of wrestling. You have good rounds, and you have heartbreaks, and you have triumphs. And, but those seniors right there, just, they were just excellent, good families. And they just work really hard, and yes sir, no sir. I mean, they're very low maintenance. Let's put it that way. And that's the best type of athlete you want, low maintenance.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Yep. Well, like I said, Coach Hodges, man, like I said, what you've done with that program, man, I know Danny Breeden's, I know he's been pumped up. He was sitting in text messages. And Danny don't even get on Facebook. When Danny can put something on Facebook and post like, hey, Carl Albert, and it's funny because, me and Andy Collier did a show a couple months ago, and we talked about, Carl Albert winning state. He's like, what's it going to take?
Yes.
And I told him the backside. And he's like, he don't know nothing about wrestling. Andy was a football player. And then I said, those backside points, you get those guys in the consolation and they keep winning and winning and winning. Yes, you want the guys in the championship, but if you get every guy in the championship and he don't win, guess what? You ain't getting no points. But if you get those guys on the backsides and they start getting points and getting those, those tech falls and stuff that add the points up, and you guys beat a very good team. Collinsville's always been a salty team that's won a lot of state championship. You look at what Lewis is doing out at El Reno. You look at Elgin coming up. Elgin's always been a good program with wrestling, and I just tell you, and no one had Carl Albert picked to win the state championship but Coach Hodges and Coach Miller and the rest of the coaches. Everybody else thought it was going to be at Elgin, thought it was going to be at El Reno, thought it was going to be at Collinsville, but you guys got hot at the right time, like chicken grease at churches, and that's what it's all about, man. I mean, get that's it. You get hot at the right time.
It is, and what you mentioned, on the front side, in the semis we had 4. And we pinned, 3 guys. So there's 48 team points right there.
Yes, sir.
And then Isaiah wins his match, so he's going to get at least 14. That's been really our downfall in the past is we had guys not scoring any points at the tournament. We'd have the qualifiers and we get some guys in the finals, but we didn't have the guys coming through on the backside placing third. And but that was the difference. And while some other teams are kind of knocking each other off, and there were some upsets, it's like that way every state tournament. We just kind of kept our eyes on what we needed to do, and we were kind of unaffected. And I'll share this with you. Casey Miller was down 9-0 in the first round after the first period, down 9-3 heading into the third. And we did get, we got a stall point on the guy because we knew he was going to shut down, but we took him down 7 straight times, cut him, let him go, took him down 7 straight times, and then Casey tops it off, by pinning him, with 4 seconds left. That kind of set the tone really kind of for what happened that weekend. And then, other matches, guys just, really wrestling well, winning late. We had some heartbreakers too, don't get me wrong. But that's kind of the way these kids are. It doesn't matter. You got time on the clock and you want to win, you can win. So, but, that shows a lot for that young man and basically, but it really did set the tone for how we were going to wrestle that weekend.
Well, Coach, you said it. You said it like, hey, every one of these young men I got are being called over kids. There's no move-ins. I mean, you're always gonna get a move in here and there, but these are guys that you've been saw in the middle school, saw in elementary, saw them in the little league program, and you've been with them. And like you said, all you did is build a foundation. Now it's gonna just keep growing and growing. I mean, what you got over at Carl Albert is special. Like I said, 31 years, man, that's a long time. But it has to feel good because, it feels good for you and Coach especially you, because you've been there since day one building this. It's not like, hey, you had 10 kids that move in and help win a state championship, because you see that a lot over at Stillwater. Right. Seen it at Choctaw. We've seen it at, Edmond North. Kids move in because everybody want to be on a super team. Well, you built your super team from scratch, It's like making mama's homemade biscuits, you did it. It is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you did it,
Yeah, there's wrestling it's a different dynamic now in high school, because like you touched on it, there's move-ins, there's those little training sites and stuff like that, get kids to come over and everything. But like I said, our goal is to do things right and do it the right way. And we got lots of compliments on that, because really the program is about the kids. It's not about us, and we don't make it about us. It's just extra for us to be a part of it. And but those kids, are always, like you said, going to be state champions for life. Yes, and they're in the history books of Carl Albert's storied, athletics. And we're going to be, their picture is going to be up on the wall in the lobby.
Yes, sir.
And they can show their kids and their grandkids and whatever. So, those things are the priceless things that you can't put a number on, but they get to enjoy them. And just the memories, they're really tight. The kids really love each other. They take care of each other. And so you couldn't have asked for it to happen to a better group of kids, because they really did earn it from a long time ago. It just started to really happen, in the last couple of years. I mean, like I said, we knew what we had in the room, and I kept telling people all along, I get that question, can you guys win it? I'm like, yeah, we've got the horses in the room to win it. We do, and but we have to just go take it and go do it, and that's exactly what they did.
Coach, this is how much respect you got, man. I mean, everyone's texting you, coaches. Heard John Smith sent you a text, man. That's just how much respect you have, Coach, that what you done with this program, man. I mean, Carl Albert's known for its football. Everybody knows they got 17 gold ball. But Coach Hodges can say, I got a ball in that trophy case now, too. Hey, don't count me out, baby, because I got one, too. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, and it is. I mean, in Carlisle, it's they're really good in swim. They've won chess state titles. They're number one in boys and girls basketball. And I will share this about Coach Dunn. Coach Dunn was a student of mine in my 8th grade history class back in the junior high.
That's crazy.
And not to show my age, but anyway. But Coach Dunn texted me like on that Friday night, because they were hosting basketball regionals, and they were watching the matches on the live stream, and he texted me, and I know Coach would let me share this. He said that I was jumping around like a little schoolboy in that office. We were getting those pins and just thrilled. And Mike's been great to me, great to the program. And so, everybody wants everybody to have success, and everybody knows how hard it is. But, now we get to say, we got the state championship as well. But the administration has always been supportive of us, and we're really thankful for them. But it was quite a weekend. Quite a weekend.
You enjoy it, Coach. You enjoy it, man.
Absolutely.
I gotta ask you though, real quick. You still doing the band stuff? You still playing in the band?
Yeah. Well, I still play the guitar quite a bit. And actually, we got a talent show coming up, and had a student ask me to play a song with them. So, every now and then we get out the instruments and crank it up a little bit. But it helps. That's one of the best stress relievers I've ever found for dealing with wrestling season is get your guitar out and start playing. So, but yeah, still play a little bit here and there, and it's a fun deal. Good times right there.
Can you play any what's his name, Stevie Ray Vaughan?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm definitely no rock guy, for sure. But I like to mix it up a little bit, play a little bit. But,
Coach is good. Hey, this ain't his first rodeo. Hey, he's played at what? You played at some bars. What you been on in Charlotte?
My sister-in-law, who was from Carlisle, she plays out in L.A. and then she comes home, for Christmas and stuff. And we played a few gigs, played at Belle Isle Brewery a couple times.
There you go.
Just pretty fun stuff. Just going out and playing some music and getting some laughs, and stuff. But,
well, Coach, one song you can play right now. We are champions.
Hey, Tony, and that's what I told Miss Goggins on Saturday morning. We were out, at the fairgrounds, and she's like, "Coach, what the heck?" And I said, "You better get ready to play that song because it's going to happen." And so, they do that every time that, a team wins it. But she said, "I'll play it." And I said, usually we get to hear it for other teams, but hearing it for us was.
Yes, sir. That's what it's all about, Coach Hodges.
Just awesome, yeah.
You deserve it. You do, man. I appreciate you coming on the show, man. You keep enjoying it. It ain't the first one. It won't be the last one. I'm telling you, man. It's gonna start rocking and rolling now, man. When you everybody taste it, man. When you taste that humble and that good pie, you want another piece of it. And I tell you, they're gonna keep coming out of the woodworks, man. These kids are gonna keep working. I think the middle school got some kids coming up, and like I said,
yes, they do.
And you've done a great job. Like I said, you started from scratch. So
thank you very much, Tony. I want to say one more thing. When you did mention that on the 12-16 show, I saw that on YouTube, and you said, "Mark my words, on today at 11:30, 12-16, Carl Albert's going to win dual state or big state." And so I remembered that, and I played it for Coach Evans and them, and we all just had a good smile about it and say, well, everything came into place, and 12-16, we got the kind of vision of it happening, and then the next thing you know, here we are.
Hey, Coach, when I know the work that you put in, man. I mean, like I said, I know my son didn't get to graduate from there, but I know what you did with him, man. I mean, his first junior high, I think he took third, man, and he's standing. I still got that picture. I had to put it up, but him standing there, and I mean, so I know. Like I said, my son is 22. He's trying to go get his first national championship. So hope he has a little bit of that Carl Albert magic in him, and then a little of that cha-cha magic in him, and go get his next one next weekend.
I followed the super regional and everything, and best of luck to him because Gabe was always really good to me, and I worked hard and everything, and couldn't be proud of all his accomplishments. I know you are too, but that'd be great for him to be able to do that as well.
But Coach, I'm smiling for you right here on this show, man. Like I said, I'm proud of you and Coach Miller, and then the rest of your coaching staff, man. I mean, I'm proud of you. You get to put your trophy in the glass case, man, next to Coach Dunn's and Coach Price and everybody else that's in the trophy case. But now you part of that trophy case, Coach. So you keep smiling and you walk around and bump and pat yourself on the chest and say, "I'm a champion too," just like everybody else in these hallways. But Coach, I appreciate you coming on the show. Big E, anything before we let him go?
No, I just want to say another congratulations to you and you guys winning a state championship, and we appreciate you coming on, and hopefully, like Tony said earlier, this ain't the last one. There's many more to come.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having on and covering these Middale kids because they deserve it. And,
well, thank you, Coach.
Very
man.
nice that you guys do that. Appreciate it. All right. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
You bet. Thank you.
Right. Folks, that's Coach Hodges, the outstanding coach over at Carl Albert High School. Started at the middle school and has worked his way up to the high school and has done a great job, as you can see. It's been a long time, but I'll tell you right now, what they always say, those who wait.
I don't know.
Those who wait, good things come to them.
Okay, that's
You
right.
ain't heard that. See,
You got all these old sayings.
Mama taught me that. But I'm just saying, those who wait, good things come to them. And I'm telling you right now, Coach Hodges is smiling. I'm pretty sure he's wrote him a championship song. The guy can play. He's good with that little guitar, and he got that little look, man. That little preppy, out there can sing. I'm telling you, man, the guy. Coach Hodges still got the touch, man. Still in good shape though, folks. But I tell you, man, when you got two good guests that come on today, man, a state champion. We got, man, I'm telling you right now, when Chris Crawford goes and wins a PGA tournament, guess what we can say?
We had them on.
We had them on first, folks.
Yeah.
The kid's gonna win one.
Yeah.
We got a little video we'll put up with him though. The kid is cold, man. I mean, he got a little simulator at the house, man. He got his little buddy Ryder, man. And that kid, Ryder Malasky, watch out for that name too. Those two. I know Gibson Johnson is just getting himself on the golf course. He's gonna be something to handle with when he gets a little bit better on the course. The kid got a little bit of game, but he's really got game on the basketball court. I'm telling you, these 2029 kids, folks, I get to see them first because I'm around them. Watch out for some of these young kids in the next couple of years. You can be like, man, Tony talked about that kid 4 or 5 years ago. Yes, I did, because I see him first, folks. But we're gonna go real quick. My baby girl about to go play a little hoop here in a little bit, so we'll go through some things real quick. But I'm gonna finish up with wrestling since we're on wrestling. We're gonna talk about who won it in wrestling. Edmond gets the win over Stillwater gets the win over Edmond North, 191 to 190. Folks, That's a tough race, a close race. It came down to something. Somebody didn't get that tech fall. Somebody didn't get that escape. But hey, guess what? Stillwater, guess what? We state champions. Edmond North got to wait another year to get it. But Carl Albert said, "Hey, Collinsville. Hey, El Reno. Hey, Elgin. Not this year, baby." Coach Hodges said, "I'm going to take home the title. I'm going to bring home the gold." I guess I don't know what the wrestling is, the big, I don't know what it is,
something
man.
that looks kind of like
something
that?
like that.
Yeah.
It ain't gold. I guess it's bronze. I don't know what it is. But Carl Albert gets the win over Collinsville, 96.5 to 80. Guess what? Everybody knows who. Tuttle. Tuttle had the most points of all the teams. 5A, 6A, all the teams. Tuttle comes out with 197. Catcher Hall comes in second with 106. I tell you, it wasn't even a race. Tuttle would have beat everybody. They even would have beat Stillwater and Edmond North. Like I said, those both teams had one in the 190s, but Tuttle said, guess what? We got 197. Tuttle won every match and some. Blackwell said, hey, Marlowe, hey, you come to the show, but you're going to come up short because we're going to come out with 158. And guess what? Marlowe comes with 109. So congratulations to all the teams that won state in high school wrestling, all the wrestlers that went individual. I'm not going to name every one of you. You know who you are. Good luck to you in the next stage. Let's go do it. Take care of business. But I'm telling you right now, basketball's about to get hot. Hot. I'm telling you.
State tournament
coming up this Wednesday. Lenny Hatcher said, guess what? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6, but 7 in the row that I'm going to state. Punching my ticket. Lenny said, I'm trying to get back to win a state championship. But Carl Albert said, wait a minute. Hold on. Why? Because we're trying to go get a gold ball. Coach Price said, wait a minute, Hatchet. You might have got me 3 weeks ago, but I got something in the tank for you. I'm coming to get you. I'm going to come get that gold ball. So, folks, don't count either one of them teams out playing for the 5A state championship. But Coach Richie said, hey, Tony, I know you said, hey, I got beat by Dell City. I went back to the drawing board. He got his little board out, him and the coaches. And guess what they did,
They drew up a win.
Yep. He punched his ticket. He's going back. And guess who he gets? He gets Will Rogers, the team that beat him last year. You don't think Coach Richie's going to come out and try to beat the brakes off them?
Revenge tour.
Here we go. But Coach Jenny Jones said, hey, I know I lost a couple games this year, right?
Yeah.
I know I lost some games. I know Bethel beat me. I know Dale beat me. But guess what? I got 2. They got 0. Yeah. But I'm going for 3. So Coach Jones and the Longhorns, good luck to you ladies over there. Hope y'all can go get that 3rd one. But Bethel girls said, wait a minute, baby. We in this tournament too. We in this tournament. Hey, we ain't gonna just let Jones have it. You got to come get it. And guess what? Bethel's waiting on him. Yeah. But Tata said, Coach Sampson said, guess what? We ain't never been there. We talk about the gold standard, got a couple silver balls, but we want to get a gold ball in basketball, right?
Right.
He said, hey, Coach Corbin, I love you, but hey, I got to go take care of business on the hard court. And they got a good chance. They do. They playing good ball.
They have a pretty solid team together, right?
They got a good chance. Yeah. Will Smith has said, "Hey, I'm not making another Black. What's that movie he made? Men in
Black.
Men in Black." He said, "I'm trying to get gold. I'm trying to get him a goal. I didn't get it in football, but guess what? I get me one in basketball." Yeah. But Coach Sampson, good luck. Congratulations to you and the coaching staff for punching your ticket to the state tournament. I don't know if it's ever been done, has it? At Carl Albert, I don't know. I mean, at Choctaw.
At Choctaw, if they won state.
Have they ever been there? The boys
have never made it to the state tournament.
Never made it. But guess what? They got a good chance. So congratulations to those young men that made it. Go take care of business. Stay healthy. It's going to be fun to see who's going to win it because I tell you, the two teams you thought was going to win it, PC North and Broken Arrow, they had to play each other, and guess what? One of them didn't make it.
Yep. Broken Arrow moved on.
Broken Arrow moved on. PC North, man, you had a hell of a year. I think they lost, 1 game, 2 games?
Something like that. That's just an unfortunate bracket lineup right there.
That's how the cookie crumbles. And guess what? It didn't crumble your way, PC North. Good luck to you guys. But I'm telling you right now, do you got the bracket up? Is the bracket up for the 6A?
They don't have the state brackets up yet, but not for 6A.
Do we know who's going?
So we got...
We'll go to we can at least go to the 4A.
Deer Creek. They'll be in there. Broken Arrow, Choctaw, and Booker T. Washington.
Is that it?
That's all I'm seeing on here. I'm just going since they don't have the bracket up. I just have the scores from the area tournament last week.
But like I said, man, good luck to all those teams. It starts next Wednesday, man. It's gonna be a fun tournament to watch. I might get to see Wednesday, but I won't be here Thursday and Friday. And Saturday, I'm heading out, man. I'm hoping my son can at least make All-American. Love to see him win a national championship. I'm just a proud pops right now just to see what he's doing, taking care of business on the court. On the court. I'm talking about basketball. On the mat. And then, and my daughter, she has her first track meet, tennis mat. She's doing her thing over at Carl Albert Middle School, man. I'm just proud of my kids, man, what they're doing in the classroom. And not just in the classroom, just out there in sports in general. No matter what sport they play, they go out, they all go 100%, go hard. So proud of all of them. Proud of all the kids, though, man. Like I said, good luck to each young man and women in the state basketball tournament. You're going to have some cheers of joy. You're going to have some tears of, of sadness. So I love to see the tears of joy, but everybody can't win. So just go out there and do your best. Give your best, and hopefully you have another year to try to do it again. Big E, you got anything else?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody that that keeps tuning in to us and everything.
We need more.
Yeah, we're trying to keep growing here and do all that good stuff. But.
My son-in-law, he does a podcast.
I forget the name of it, but they're pretty popular. They're
pretty popular, man.
Thousands of followers.
They're big time, and I'm gonna tell you right now, man. I ain't being a hater. I love my son-in-law. I love his buddy Peyton. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I think keep it 100 is a little bit better than those guys, man. We keep it 100, man. Some of them stories he telling, man. Some old fish stories. But I'm proud of my man Cam, though, man. He's out there doing his thing. Him and Peyton, man. They're
whether those stories are real or not, they are kind of entertaining.
I don't ever watch it, man. Because I love sports.
I'll see it on TikTok every now and then.
But those guys are doing the thing. I know they've gave us some shout out. Saying back to those guys, keep doing your thing, keep growing, keep getting famous, man. My daughter, he's gonna start her. There's a thing that she got her little 10-minute episodes called Mama Lua, Livy's Lua, something like that. But she's gonna talk for 10 minutes. I'm pretty sure she's a pretty good talker. If she's anything like her daddy, so her should blow up and keep growing their business out there. But so good luck to them and keep doing your thing out there in Frisco, Texas.
Just thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it if you would subscribe, comment, like, share, all that good stuff. Help us grow our brand a little bit, get our names out there, and so that we can keep impacting the surrounding communities. Highlighting these kids and all that. So, but again, we appreciate you, and we'll see you 2 weeks from now.
Keep it 100. What?
Oklahoma High School Sports.
See ya.